All right. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to round one of the Super Mario Odyssey Any Percent Tournament. I'm Oka Armband, joined here by my co-commentator. Yes, I'm JoJo.
Hello.
And yeah, I'm just really excited to get started and get everyone going on this. This is a tournament again. The prize pool is $500, but this is the very first round. We have LilKirbs on the left versus qflame. How you guys doing?
Doing all right.
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Awesome, awesome. So, Cheese was spreading a little bit of misinformation. It is true, Curbs, you're no longer the world record holder, but like 2 weeks ago, you held the record for like what, five days or something like that.
Yeah,
For
about.
your
I was
second
actually on a really good run earlier today. I was -9 out of Cloud, but some things happened. Might be
Yeah,
able to get it soon though.
it's all right. I mean, you PB'd since then, so I mean, you're on the road to getting it
Yeah,
back,
we're
right?
close.
And Flame, we're glad to have you here as well. Any thoughts going into this race or in the tournament in general?
Well, I'm not sure my odds are too good, but yeah, I'm here to have fun. Hopefully, maybe get a gold or two to see how well I can perform.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's always exciting, even if sometimes I know it can feel like the odds are stacked against you. But having a good race, trying to get a good time like that can be really exciting. Especially in a high pressure situation like this. So we're excited to see what happens. All right. Any thoughts, Jojo, before we get started?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm excited to see how this race is going to unfold itself. It's going to be a really interesting one. See if both runners can make something happen. Let's make it a good race.
Heck yeah, I'm excited. All right. I think we're counting down elsewhere. So as soon as we get going, we'll.
Right.
Yep.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good luck,
good luck.
guys.
All right, thanks.
Yeah. So people in chat asking if Flame wins. It could happen. There are a lot of things that can go wrong and do happen to go wrong a lot during the any percent run of Odyssey. Lots of different tricks and movement that it's not necessarily a trick not to fall into the deep woods, but if you do, your route just has to become different. You can't still do the same thing. You have to adapt and try to figure out. All right, I can't get the moons I was planning to get. I'll have to improvise and try something else. But we are underway here. Looks like we're getting going.
Yeah, definitely what you were saying. Adapting your route to whatever happens around you can be really tricky, but it is going to be necessary if mistakes were made.
Mm-hmm. This is kind of one of the interesting things for those of you who are a little bit more unfamiliar with the Odyssey any percent run is that it's not a set number of moons. It's moons in this game, not stars, that you need to get to the end. It's per kingdom, per area that you visit. You need to get a certain number of moons. So here in the Cap Kingdom, you actually don't need to get any. You just need to get to the end and beat a boss. But then per kingdom, it varies. So in Cascade Kingdom, you need 5 moons before you can progress. In the Sand Kingdom, you're going to need, what is it, like 16, something like that. The amount varies per kingdom, and you need to get that amount in order to move on. So you can change which moons you get, but we've kind of determined which ones are the fastest, so those are the ones you want to get. And already, right off the bat, Curb is hitting a little bit of a bonk. So.
Bonking on the corner there on the fence, giving. Well, no, he's back in the lead now already, showing that he has some pretty slick movement here.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge for new runners to try to get that triple jump all the way over those steps there and just get straight up to that switch. But Curves makes it look super easy there.
Right. Very talented runner.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. He was only a world record holder. The first capture here is the frog, and you kind of see them moving diagonally back and forth. This actually gains you slightly more distance in the air, so you can go further in a single jump. So little tiny things like that we've kind of found are really weird optimizations of going further and or faster. But that was a very, very nice left side from Curves there. Flame going to the right. Maybe not as confident on the left side. It's really hard and really unforgiving. You can actually, it's slightly slower if you fail left side than just going to the right. So don't blame him at all for, saying screw those 2 seconds.
True, and exactly in like a race situation, you want to play consistently, play safe. You don't want to make bad decisions and lose time.
Yeah. But that was a really, I mean, aside from the bonk, a really, really nice Cap Kingdom start from LilKirbs. and only a little bit of hiccups from qflame as well, so not too shabby. But here we're coming up on to Cascade Kingdom. This is kind of one of the pain points of the history of Mario Odyssey, is that there's a trick that Curbs is going to do called First Moon Skip, which is basically an abuse of a mechanic that was patched out in later versions of the game. So Curbs is going to be playing on the unpatched 1.0 version of the game in order to skip this first moon, but on all subsequent versions of the game, this is not possible. So a lot of runners, unless they want to factory reset their switches, they're not going to be doing that. But there he goes, saving approximately 25 seconds is how much that skip saves there.
Yeah, and LilKirbs again, making it look easy, getting it first try. Very nicely done.
So qflame probably not on the 1.0 version of the game. He's going to be actually getting this first moon and not skipping it. So a little bit of cutscenage for qflame on the right here.
Yeah, and you'll see the difference once they exit this kingdom. How much time that first moon skip does save.
Yeah, definitely. Some nice fast boss strats here from LilKirbs. He's able to knock off the hat from the golden chain chomp and capture it almost instantaneously, which is really slick. Normally you'd have to knock off the hat and then wait and then capture it later, but he's able to do it super fast, and yeah, it just makes it look easy.
Again.
Yeah, so that first moon cutscene and this cutscene where Cappy's like, "Hey, this is a ship," are both skipped in the first moon skip. So now they are equalized technically in terms of cutscenes here, but because qflame got that first moon, Curbs is missing it. So after doing that boss fight, qflame's only going to need to get one more moon, whereas right now LilKirbs needs to get 2. The second moon is pretty fast, so it's not a huge deal. It's still faster, but let's see how he does handle that. There is a way to clip out of bounds when you get this last moon. I don't know if Curbs has been practicing it or not, but we'll see here.
Suppose he's been practicing it since he's contesting for a world record, and it does save some time.
Yeah, I would assume so. It's one of those things, like if you don't do it, like every little second matters. Every second matters.
But let's see.
Oh, nice ledge grab. Okay, so here he goes, gets the moon, and he's currently out of bounds. He's gonna just cap bounce up to the Odyssey here, and he is out of the Cascade Kingdom.
Again, making it look easy, nicely done. A very good cascade from LilKirbs here.
That out of bounds trick is actually not too bad if you have a good setup, but his setup was super fast, so that was really well done there. But yeah, so qflame after the game lets him play again after this cutscene, he's gonna go grab that one last moon on the flip side, and he'll be out of the Cascade Kingdom as well. Excuse me. See, that's a 5:15 fade out time for LilKirbs there. That is insanely fast, actually.
Yeah.
I think the only mistake he's made so far in this race was that bonk. That's nutty.
Yeah, and again, it didn't really lose him a lot of time, compared to qflame, which of course had slightly worse movement. But also, one thing I would like to mention is these players will be taking screen captures of moons during their run. This is to ensure that no cheating / splicing is done throughout the run, and to make it fair and live. We don't expect any runners to cheat, but we're running a professional tournament here, and we need to make sure that nothing can go wrong.
Yeah, money's on the line. I don't want to pay it out.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Exactly.
But so because the Switch has this nice capability, you can just push a button on your controller, it takes a screenshot for you. Like, why not use it? So the first, we'll see in a little bit. We'll get chat. Be ready with your T-tours. That's all I'll say. We'll say that.
Yeah. So as you can see on the screen, we got 3 images of moons there, where the players need to press their capture button. First moon is in Sand Kingdom. It's the luggage, the moon around the luggage. The second one's in Wooden, the rock one. Third one's in Snow, the chest moon. And then if one of the runners accidentally misses a capture, they have a backup in Seaside, which is the first tunnel moon.
They're coming up on the Dram strat for LilKirbs. Looks like he's got a good setup here. Gets the up throw. He's neutral. That's another good spot, actually. I think he's got it here. And yeah. I love that trick. It's so swag.
It's cool. It's really cool.
little bit of a bonk there for qflame, but it's okay. He's able to recover. Oh, I think LilKirbs was trying to do Dram there, but he's gonna do a. This is gonna work, but it's not as fast as the OP roll cancel Dram. So a little bit of time loss there, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that's fine.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so qflame also has started his sand, just about getting in there. Gonna be moving around. Oh,
That was
LilKirbs. Small bong. Right, so here we should be able to see.
Nope. There was no screenshot taken.
There was no screen capture.
So he now has to remember to take the other two and then seaside.
Yeah, otherwise he will get a strike.
Yes, I will say I'm a little bit biased here because I am an Odyssey runner myself, but I do understand trying to focus there because it is right before Sphinx Clip, which is you really want to focus on that.
Exactly.
I don't believe we're watching a shaded run yet, but I understand. It's tough.
Of course.
And he
also
did get Sphinx Clip, so I mean.
Exactly,
it paid off.
Also, nerves are also a factor in these races.
Yeah.
I mean, LilKirbs is a bit more experienced than qflame, but still, once you get nervous, you start thinking about, okay, I have to perform. You don't think about screen captures.
Yeah, of course. That's obviously not as high priority of, oh my god, what if I fail this trick and then everything's ruined? Exactly. It can really get to you. But yeah, so qflame actually had a little bit of trouble climbing the icicle pillar here, getting to the Great Moon, so he does have to wait for the next bullet bill cycle, which is a little bit unfortunate. It's just a little bit of movement that does add up over time, like that.
Of course. Yeah. Second bullet bill comes out a little bit slower than the first one, of course.
I believe if you just stand there waiting for it, it's like 4 or 5 seconds. So
exactly.
He did make the most of his time though, while the bullet bill was spawning, going to get the moon. So that was nice, thinking on his feet there. It looks like very nice bird cycle here for LilKirbs as well. It's gonna be right there. He's able to now teleport to the Odyssey, and there's the screen capture taken for qflame. So he did remember.
Alright, so qflame got his first screen capture in. Looking good.
It's gonna be talking to the Sphinx. So the Sphinx clip, staying on top of the back of the Sphinx and just clipping through the wall is kind of one of those advanced things that if you haven't just sat there and mashed your face into it for dozens of hours, you're probably gonna mash your face into it on a run, and it's not really what you want to do.
Of course.
I totally respect. We have some runners actually who they've been practicing the Sphinx clip and it's kind of hard. They're like, I've been practicing it, but I don't want to do it in runs. But they're so used to getting all those coins from the Sphinx room to purchase moons with later. They're just like, I'm just going to talk to the Sphinx in my races because you're used to that route. You don't really want to change it. So totally understand that.
Of course. Right. So LilKirbs has finished up sand. Going to be moving on while qflame is wrapping it up. Going to be getting the last couple of moons before he can also head out towards lake.
And this last bit of Sand Kingdom is relatively fast as well, so as long as he's on the right cycle here, it should be all good. LilKirbs taking a little safe, not buffering his spin pound as he rolls, but stopping the roll and jumping, which is not a huge time loss, but might be an indicator of, he might be nervous, he might be sweating. I don't know, chat.
A bit.
I don't know, chat.
His start was pretty solid though. We'll see as we press. Oh no!
So I know exactly what he wanted to do there. If you press the Z button, you will hop out of captures. He wanted to hop out of the bullet bill there and then wall slide to get the wall jump, but he actually broke the bullet bill. He crashed into the wall before pressing Z, so he just crashed and then did a ground pound straight into the insta-kill goop.
Oh,
and he just did it again. Oh, that really hurts actually. He's got the checkpoint. He's got the checkpoint, so he doesn't spawn all the way back at the Sphinx, but that still hurts quite a bit.
Right. Alright, third time's the charm. Let's go, qflame.
Yes. Yeah! Ooh,
there.
He lost some height there. I was a little worried
Very
again,
close.
But oh my god.
Meanwhile, LilKirbs having again a pretty solid lake here. Going to be fighting Rango, the quite easiest boss of the whole world.
I mean, yeah.
3 backflips and you're done.
I mean, casually, you're like, oh my god, this guy is like throwing his spinning hat all over you and jumping all around. He's so tall. How do I do this? But once you learn that you can just literally sit on his head, I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I mean, just out one cutscene away from ending the Lake Kingdom here for LilKirbs, and I think this is gonna be like a sub 1330 lake exit, which is really good.
Wow, yeah.
Or maybe not quite, but really fast, really fast.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Yeah, so it does look to be about 2 minutes separating the runners at the end of Sand Kingdom here. And yeah, that's a gosh, what is that? That's a 1328 or something for LilKirbs fade out, which is again sub 1330 is pretty good. I mean, I couldn't do it in a race.
Yeah, LilKirbs taking a quite a big lead here in the early stages of the race. Let's see if qflame can respond a bit, or if he's going to be training behind.
Yeah, I mean the fade outs were almost synced up there, so that means that LilKirbs currently has a lead of like about 3 minutes or something. So
yeah, one whole lake.
One Lake Kingdom ahead, pretty much. That's really commanding lead in the first 10th of the run, or not even, or maybe a little more. I can't do math, chat. Don't blame me. I can't do math. But so coming up on Wooded Kingdom, Lake is kind of the one where you can kind of chill a bit. It's not too technical or difficult. Wooded here is the one where things can go really widely one way or the other.
Right, Wooded is and especially with like the new developments over the couple of past weeks, I believe, with clips being found, moon clips. Wooded has gotten a lot harder if you want to do it optimally.
Yeah, definitely. And just as a note, LilKirbs did get that screen capture for the moon from the rock there, so good on him for bringing it back and remembering. But coming up here, he's gonna try to triple jump up to the next moon, which he gets from a nut. What you want to do is spawn this moon and backflip into it and have precise inputs so that you can use the moon get animation to clip through the wall. That's the current fastest, most optimal route. It's really hard though, so let's see if he gets here. I think he did it. He upwarped a little bit. He's in the wall. Yeah, he did it. So we use that moon to get out of bounds, and just some really janky out of bounds movement here to get to the very next moon.
Oh, sliding down. Can he back it up?
He's still out of bounds. He's still on the you can't see it, but he's still on the terrain. Oh, he's having a little bit of trouble getting no, he clips back inbounds. So this is the problem with that clip, is that the moon only spawns one time. So if you do not successfully do all the out of bounds movement with that moon, you don't get a second chance. You just have to go back to a different route now. So
yep, and I gotta use the lever to open the wall.
So he's going to be going for the rock clip here, which is another method of getting to the same out of bounds area, but less speedy and less reliable. I guess it's second try, which is pretty good.
Yeah, looking solid. Meanwhile, qflame also beating Rango. Looking to be wrapping up the lake here as well.
And there's that weird out of bounds movement from LilKirbs. He gets it the third time around, so really nice execution in that third one. It's really hard to see what you're doing there because you're just looking at a wall, but there are some visual cues you can kind of see what you're supposed to be doing there.
Exactly.
But this is he's still going for the fast wooded route. Me, if I'd failed like that, I just would have been like, screw it, going to the old route. But he wants that out of bound movement.
Let's see. All right, I'm interested to see if qflame has adapted to any of the new strats, or if he's going to be doing more of an old route. Yeah,
I mean, this is one of the things. A lot of runners have been practicing using that spawning moon from the nut just to clip out of bounds. You might as well go for it. It doesn't lose you any time to try to clip out of bounds. The hard part is once you're out of bounds, navigating to the next moon, as you can see clearly. So, wouldn't blame him if he didn't try to do it in a race, but I know a lot of runners have been trying just to get out of bounds in the first place because it's just for future reference. It's useful.
Of course. Yeah, and I know there's a lot of glitch hunters in the community as well that are like looking all around, finding clips, glitches, out of bounds areas to further improve this route.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny that moon clip developed. Robin Sirex found it because of a different spot in the 90% route. Ooh, LilKirbs gonna have to try Flower Road skip again here. Just missed the rail and gets it second time. Robin Sirex was doing some new movement, or he was getting a moon and backflipping into it, which is the way that you clip out of bounds. We've always done it in the 90% route, but he did it in a very specific spot and flipped out of bounds and said, "How the hell did I do that?" And so people had to look into it and see, like, dissect this clip. So that is the one useful thing about the switch. qflame just took his screen capture. We're asking runners to take screen captures here. If you hold the capture button, you can actually take little clips, like 30-second little videos, and share what just happened in your gameplay. So I was really lucky that some of these clips, people are having them like, "Whoa, what just happened?" And they can press the screen capture button and immediately get a video for everyone to look at and dissect and be like, "Hey, hold on."
Right,
really
and
useful feature.
that's how moon clips were born, everybody.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it was Zinpars actually that first discovered roll cancel clipping in the Snow Kingdom, and just it was one of those clips like, "Whoa, what did I just do?" And went from there. It was a really nice vault from LilKirbs. I don't think I've seen his movement to this nut before, but that was pretty slick actually.
Yeah, LilKirbs looking really consistent throughout this race already. I mean, we're only 18 minutes in, and I'm already like, my mind's blown about like how his movement is so smooth.
I mean, again, the only thing that really went wrong was that out of bounds movement, which is probably the weirdest bit of movement in this run. So
yeah, and also it's very new still.
Yeah.
People need the time to adapt to newer strats if they want to perfect them.
Yeah, definitely. Eventually you'll be able to do it blindfolded, but today's not that day. But here's LilKirbs closing out Wooded Kingdom with, he's going to be a 1930 fade out time, which is just nuts for a race, honestly. That's so fast.
Right. Oh, and meanwhile, qflame not getting the fast cycle in the sewers there, taking damage actually, which loses quite a lot of time. Yeah,
because that pipe is very cycle-based, both the water levels and the paths of the fuzzies, so any one thing will just completely throw you off you'll be on the wrong cycle. But also as a note, we saw Kirbs and qflame doing the pipe around the same time. But LilKirbs had done a different route basically, so he had a lot more moons, so Flame, even though he's in the same spot, physically was still behind because he doesn't have all the moons. You can see in the top left corner of the moons and he needs to progress to the next kingdom here.
Right, so qflame, yeah, having a bit of trouble trying to get up this ledge, getting there, and going to be catching one of these uproots and getting a nut.
And meanwhile, in the Cloud Kingdom fight between LilKirbs and Bowser, just taking his hat and punching him. Because everyone has a hat with boxing gloves on it. I mean, I know you do, right, JoJo? I do.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know why anyone wouldn't.
I mean, yeah. They're so stylish, and I mean, self-protection is important.
You gotta do what you gotta do to beat up a plumber, right? But he is backflipping into these hats here to get them on the very first possible opportunity. It actually counts as you doing damage to the hat to knock it out of its flight trajectory, and then it falls on top of where Mario is, so you capture it instantly, which is kind of weird when you think about it, but it works, so we do it.
It works. But something that can happen in Cloud, which we don't want to see from both any of these runners, is Mario or Bowser taking his hat back when he's been done throwing or jumping away.
Yes, if you actually get the hat back while you are on the ground on the flat part of the platform that Bowser's on, it won't count as you getting it, and Bowser will just take it back, which really sucks. We don't want that to happen. That was a really nice meme tree from LilKirbs there. That was just pretty to look at. I'm happy we saw it.
Again, a really difficult trick, but making it look easy. Yeah, we're seeing extremely solid gameplay here from LilKirbs.
Oh, that's interesting. A lot of people have done that spin pound off that ledge from the butterfly, but he did a spin pound instant roll cancel, which I don't know if that's faster or not, but it looked cool, so I'll take it. And here's gonna grab this moon on the poison tree and then go frighten Klepto. The same Klepto from SM64, except this time he has this whole gigantic cutscene if you just walk in a specific place. It takes your hat and you have to go take it back from him. Loses actually quite a bit of time, so we go up to him and fight him, which makes him think that he already has the hat, so he doesn't take it from you.
Right. Also, he now is not polygonal.
Which is a huge change. I mean, like, you know,
I mean,
he doesn't
polygonal
look like
Klepto.
he doesn't look like garbage. I'll be honest with you, I could not tell that Klepto was a bird the first time I played SM64 as a kid.
Oh, no.
I didn't know what it was.
Like some sort of square dinosaur.
Yeah, that was like a you know a lot like I don't know some like flying dinosaur or something. But that was a really nice cage triple jump there from LilKirbs. He's able to avoid death from under the bridge as well. That was just a really nice loss, with the exception of that last spin throw. But I mean that was not that much time. So
Right, and taking a death there, it's not that punishing because it puts you right back at the Odyssey, but it loses you coins, which you are going to need to buy moons later on.
yeah, for sure. There is enough safety in the route now, and I think a lot of runners what they do, because we visit that Sphinx room, which has just a million zillion coins. We just get more extra coins, you know, if you need to, and you can die 10 times, you'll be okay. But yes, I think LilKirbs did actually grab a couple more coins than necessary, so I think he already has like 200 right now. But yeah, it still sets you back just a hair of time.
Righty, so LilKirbs, coming up to a scary part of the game here. Some tricky movement across rainy metro, dark metro, and
a lot of people call it a lot of different things, but you call it what you want. It's evil metro.
evil, yeah. It's pretty evil.
Night metro, dark metro, evil metro.
Right.
Whatever you want.
Right. I'm interested to see. Oh, okay. So LilKirbs going for a long jump towards that moon there. I was actually talking to this about LilKirbs. That long jump is pretty much not that safe. Oh,
yeah, that not long, because you know Mario bonks if you hit a wall. It's not like SM64. If you long jump to a wall, you cannot wall bounce off. You will bonk if you hit a wall in a long jump. So sometimes, you know, long jump gives you too much height, and so you just clip just the bottom of that girder, which bonks you and makes you fall all the way down. It really sucks.
Exactly. So that's why some runners still prefer the long jump just because they're used to it, but other runners have adapted to just jumping or cap jumping towards that moon, so they can at least back it up if they hit the wall.
Oh, and LilKirbs going for the long jump from the lower platform.
Ooh, nope.
Barely missed it, but that is going to cost him.
Yeah.
Climb all the way back up now. qflame closing out his Bowser fight in the Cloud Kingdom. He's not going for the most optimal strats here, but he is able to grab the hat and not have Bowser take it back, and that's really all you can ask for.
Right. Yeah, as I mentioned before, Bowser taking his hat back can be really unfortunate and can lose a lot of time. But if qflame gets the movement in Metro a bit better than LilKirbs here, of course, he can catch up a bit.
Yeah, and LilKirbs then, he was like, alright, I messed up once, I'm not going to do it again. He goes for the high platform for that extra height and to not fall down again, so...
Right.
Realizes he's made an error.
Now moving on to the Mecha Wiggler.
This is probably the single section of the whole any percent run in Odyssey that has the most RNG. We have not yet determined what, other than RNG, affects where on the wall the Wiggler will emerge on the second cycle, and in what pattern it will walk, and where the fireballs will be flung, and we just don't know. It's just RNG as far as we can tell. So,
Right.
you know, you just have to kind of adapt and pray, pretty much. So
Yeah, and if the RNG decides to not be nice, it can lose you a lot of time. Missing a cycle is not preferred here.
this is really nice RNG though, because the Wiggler is walking down. It's easier to hit the segments when he's at the bottom than when he's up top. So that's actually really nice RNG there for LilKirbs. He's able to get it pretty fast.
And he was moving pretty linear as well, so no hard stick movement to.
Yeah, if you can shoot his head and then keep your cursor at the same spot, the rest of his body will just run through your bullets. So it can be really easy if he has a nice path he's taking there, which, I mean, that was a really, really good RNG for LilKirbs there. And that's basically the only RNG in the whole run. So there you go. It's done.
Alrighty, so we see qflame also doing the part with the klepto.
Yeah. Gets a nice box break from the little beetle there, so that's really nice. Sometimes it only breaks the front box, which does not have the moon in it, and you're like, okay, gotta throw my hat again and make you take it. A little dumb, but he gets it.
Looking to go for a bit of a safer strat than LilKirbs.
Oh yeah, okay.
The cave.
Yeah, this is a little safer than grabbing the moon underneath the bridge. I mean, it's possible to, again, avoid death under the bridge, but just a little less footwork there. It makes it a little simpler. Kirbs actually missed Scooter Clip here. He's going to line it up again and try to get it second time. He does get it second time. A little bit of time lost there, but I think that's still faster than capturing the guy and maneuvering the RC car. So
I think so too, yeah. Right. Quickly on the side note, qflame actually skipping the moon that's under the bridge there, above the poison. Getting both the cage star and the cave star, or stars.
Yes, yeah.
I'm a Super Mario 64 guy, you know.
I mean, they basically are stars. I don't know why Nintendo decided that they have to be moons now, but you know, whatever. They're stars.
Nintendo's midlife crisis. Let's just call it that.
Pretty much. I wonder if LilKirbs is going for the new Metro reroute. This saves, well, not anymore. It saves any time. It saves about a second and a half, but that bonk loses 2 seconds. So I mean, whatever.
Right. Doing magicians before some other moons, right?
It's the same moons, just a slightly different order. Well, you might know Toval, one of the glitch hunters for SMS. Actually, he's one of the helping us route this game a little bit. And he was like, "Hey, you guys are warping at the end. Why don't you do it earlier?" And we're like, "Whoa!" Just literally change the order you do things in, and it's faster. So,
one whole community flipped upside down.
Shout outs to Toval. and LimCube. I'll give credit where credit is due.
LimCube, definitely a master of the game.
Yeah.
Right, so we see qflame here actually jumping down instead of long jumping. Going to be safe.
A little safer. Although he does bonk there. That dive was, I swear that dive was gonna make it. Can we play that back? Can we just like get an umpire's judgment on that? I think that dive made it. But it's all right. If he can make that jump across the top of City Hall here, he will be saving a little bit of time over LilKirbs on that one section. He's taking a little bit of a different route now. Yeah.
This route's a bit slower, a bit safer as well, but will still save time over LilKirbs' fall.
Yeah, it loses a half cycle's worth of time, so like 3-4 seconds. A little bit safer, so.
Right.
Because if you try going for the fast one, you just miss the cycle. You're ripped.
Exactly. Alrighty. See if qflame makes a jump.
I think he's gonna go to the higher platform, just a little bit of safety. Yeah. You can make it. Curved a little bit down to the wrong way there. I will say the camera is fighting with you there because you basically want to hold your stick straight across, but the camera is rotating while you do that. So if you hold your stick in one place, you'll actually curve your path, which is not what you want to do. So camera can be really weird there.
Yeah, but qflame making a good decision, curving out to the side to be a little bit more safer.
So he's going to be doing the Mecha Wiggler boss fight himself. There's no RNG in this first section here, so gotta wait to see how it treats him in the second half. And Kirbs is getting his final moon in the Metro Kingdom. He's going to be warping to the Odyssey and moving on to Snow Kingdom.
Alrighty. So coming up, Snow Kingdom also has a capture, the chest moon. So look out for that one.
Yeah, it also has probably, aside from the out of bounds movement in Wooded, the scariest part of the whole run. right at the end of Snow Kingdom. This is one of those choke points where if this goes wrong even a little bit, you know, world record pace is dead, PB pace is dead. Like it's over.
Righty.
So actually, pretty terrible RNG here for qflame. The mech went all the way to the top, and the fireballs blocked all of his shots. I don't think he's gonna get the 2 cycle. Oh my god!
Barely.
He sniped it from behind the fireball. Oh my god, that was pretty clean. I'm not gonna lie.
This man has an 8x scope on his tank.
American sniper. Holy. Well, I'll take it. You know, that's
Right.
that's fine.
qflame in the chat saying, "How was that a 2 cycle?" We don't know, man.
Your guess is as good as mine, but take it and run. Take the time. So LilKirbs heading to Captain Toad out here in the blizzard, just saying, "Hey, let me destroy your home, and you give me a moon, and I'm gonna leave you to die. Thanks. See ya."
Captain Toad, my favorite character ever created by Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, he's being so nice to us, just giving us a moon, and we leave him to die out here in the cold.
Yeah, so sad.
I think we need to reevaluate whether or not Mario is a murderer. I'm pretty sure he's a
I think
murderer.
we need to reevaluate how much respect Nintendo is giving Mr. Toad here.
Yeah.
He also recently got deconfirmed for Smash Ultimate during the Smash Direct past week. He was spotted on the background of New Donk City, actually, the stage. So that means he's in the background. He can't be a playable character.
Sad days. LilKirbs does take the capture there for that chest moon here in the Snow Kingdom. Okay, he wanted to do another moon clip there, similar to in Cascade Kingdom and the Wooded Kingdom to get out of bounds. Saves a little bit of time there, so you don't have to go down and go down this hallway. You can just, you know, go out of bounds straight to the loading zone.
Right.
He doesn't quite get it, but you know, he tried. Not many people are really going for that these days, other than the top of the ladder.
Nice early cycle though by LilKirbs, catching the wind, shooting straight up to the moon. Meanwhile,
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
No.
Meanwhile, qflame going ahead, getting bench.
Good bench.
Good bench, yeah.
I think he probably is going to do the older route because, again, the newer route saves about a second and a half, and it is kind of weird if you're not used to it. So he is going to be warping here as opposed to later.
Righty.
So LilKirbs has to do one more of these side rooms. Going over to the right here, he's going to go on the Goomba room, we call it. It's got ice all along the floor, but if you capture a Goomba, Goombas actually don't slip on ice. You can just kind of walk normally and go on your merry way.
Real MVPs.
Yeah, for real. I mean, who would have thunk? Goomba feet, no slip.
Right, so
but he misses the switch.
Okay. He actually got like the falling icicle a bit faster by getting the third Goomba first, then the triggering the icicle, and then capturing the fourth. Which also, it's like a little optimization.
Oh my god, he missed the triple jump and saved it with the cap return jump. Cap return jump actually gives you a little bit more distance if you have right inputs there, and he did. And he just barely made that. That
was really close.
That was a seat of your pants back up there. Holy moly. That by all means shouldn't have worked, but it did. So
glitching it out here.
So he's gonna be buying this moon here from the shopkeeper, warping back to the Odyssey, and then going for a spoopy jump. So bless RNG's in the chat for LilKirbs. He's gonna be doing the snow dram jump, as it's known.
Snow dram.
This is one of the hardest, if not the hardest trick in the whole run.
A very precise jump.
So we actually have to go into first person mode to align our camera correctly to get the right angle on our bounce here. And then you have to have perfectly timed inputs.
Yep.
Just make it. Just make that dive.
Was about to say, that's looking good.
Oh my god. Yeah, and it looks close every single time. That dive just gets over the edge of that cliff. But it is so satisfying when you do get it. That was really well done by LilKirbs.
Right. So, I mean, again, look at his time. He's on a really good run at the moment.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is like a 102 pace run at least for LilKirbs. No, actually, no, it's not 101. I know, but Yeah, that's gotta be 102 pace.
It's
I need to
looking
like.
really solid.
I don't have splits in front of me, so I actually don't know for sure, but it's really good pace. Yeah, and qflame actually just has to get these last 2 moons, and he's going to be able to head on to the Snow Kingdom himself here. So LilKirbs has a whole, more than a Snow Kingdom's worth of a lead, so probably like a 5+ minute lead here for LilKirbs heading into the Seaside Kingdom. He does have to remember to get his last screen capture here on one of the moons in the Seaside Kingdom, but other than that, you know, it's, I mean, he has been playing clean. I don't even tell him to play clean. He's going to do it, but...
Of course. I mean, qflame, except for a couple of small mistakes, and of course, different routing, and just that tiny bit of slower strats, I mean, he's doing a solid job.
Yeah. I can't really point to one thing that qflame did that was really... Well, actually, I can. There was the deaths in Sand Kingdom that hurt the most, I think.
Already, yeah.
Or for that, this would be a pretty good run for him, I think. So the deaths in Sand for qflame, and then the out of bounds wooded stuff for LilKirbs. This hasn't been a perfect race for either runner, but
no. I mean,
as I'm saying that
right now, yeah, struggling a bit, trying to jump a cap.
That wall was not working out for him there.
Oh my.
But you know.
Ready.
So I wonder if Kirbs is gonna do Rocket Flower reset here.
Yeah, I was wondering that as well.
Yeah. It's one of those harder tricks that, again, this saves like a second or two, and if you mess it up, can cost you quite a bit of time actually, because that Rocket Flower that we used to run over the water, you can actually reset its timer if you ground pound through the water during a spin throw and then spin through again. Do a bunch of crazy, you know, almost frame perfect stuff. It saves like a second or two. You know, it's just the kind of things that we look for.
Quick reminder, LilKirbs has to get capture here.
Yes. So this is the treasure chest moon. The very next moon in the tunnel, he has to take a screenshot of.
Let's hope he doesn't forget it.
Yes. You know, all these coins we don't need anymore because we've purchased all the moons that we're going to purchase. And he does get the capture here, so...
Alright, he's safe.
Yeah, so he did forget the first one, but he gets 3 in counting the backup, so for him. That's a clock if I've ever seen one, boys.
Show me your clocks.
Yep, so just 2 more moons, and LilKirbs is going to head on to Luncheon Kingdom. Luncheon Kingdom being one of the more technical kingdoms in the whole run, and you know, as late as it is, it's pretty high pressure.
Pretty tricky, pretty very, very movement based. Like you gotta
for sure
pull out some big boy tricks.
Even the basically the only glitch that we're currently using in Luncheon, we call it turnip clip, turnip skip, G skip, whatever you want to call it. You use a turnip to clip through a wall to get a moon. It only saves about 7 seconds over the standard method, so it's really not a big factor in determining whether or not you're going to have a good Luncheon. It's just, you know, can you string together all these bits of hard movement? Exactly. But qflame doesn't get trolled by the bridge there. He actually gets the wall jump. Sometimes it gets you... It doesn't count as a wall surface, but rather like the underside of a cliff, and it just pushes you down, so you don't get the wall jump. It's really weird. But it didn't get trolled that time.
Did qflame get the capture there?
Yes, he did. He did capture that.
Alright, perfect.
In the chest.
So he has 3 captures as well, I believe. Also, we have some information from the chat. LilKirbs saying this is a 103 pace, actually.
103 pace. All right. Yeah, so, I guess finishing at Seaside around the 40-minute mark, that would be a 103 pace. But I mean, again, for a race, and given the things he's had happen to him so far, that's still a pretty good pace.
Solid.
Fortunately, qflame missing that fast cycle where you can ride the platform on the wind, but I was gonna say he gets a good backup, but he actually didn't get the wall jump there. Mario didn't wall slide for reasons, I guess.
Right, he gets up there though. A little bit close at the end with the ledge grab, but getting the moon.
Really nice salt triple and subsequent movement from LilKirbs as well. And he gets the no bonk, very nice. And Speark here. We actually don't fight him anymore in Wooded, so I can't say this is a refight, but this is technically the second time we're supposed to have fought him. The difference is that the arena is rectangular. So now you have a rectangular arena while you stand on his head.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's totally different.
What do we do?
Uh,
Alrighty, but Speedrun considered also one of the easiest brutals.
yeah. Probably the hardest brutal fights. Oh, LilKirbs
Yeah.
taking a video there. Said something weird happened. Taking a, this is one of those things. I was like, that was a little weird. Let me
Yeah,
take a video
we
of
just
that.
talked
Let me-
about that.
Let me look at that later.
Exactly. Technology of today, boys.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, the Switch in general, it's been one heck of a console.
Yeah, I mean, it's not slowing down.
No.
Smash Ultimate,
Smash
get
Ultimate,
ready.
dude. I'm hyped.
But yeah, the two fights that are really cause for concern are the mech fight at the end of Bowser's Kingdom, and that's it really. There are a couple opportunities for some things to go wrong, like in the Topper refight or when you're fighting Bowser. If he
And the mech.
But the mech is the real big fight. No other boss fight as high pressure and like, oh my god, please don't mess up.
Righty.
So relatively low stakes for Speedrun and such. But qflame opting not to do Snowdran, saying I'm not risking that. That's too scary. I'm not going to do it. Just going for the slightly slower backup here in the room where you would fight Rango on ice, but it's really slow, so we don't.
Right. And not going for Snowdram, I mean, I respect it. It's a really hard trick.
Yeah, it's one of those things. There is no backup for it. If you bonk and you fall, you just have to reset your setup and do it again.
Yeah,
like that's
gotta take the time loss.
You just gotta try it again. And if you fail again, well, it sucks. But yeah, LilKirbs gonna be heading into the fast flickin' forks room, which is A, an excellent name, and B, requires motion controls in order to be fast. So he's using motion controls to throw his hat upwards to capture these forks, and he's diving into the captures, which saves about 2.2 a second.
I just love that movement.
It's so slick. I love it.
It's so smooth.
Oh, and he gets the roll boost off of the railing into the moon.
I saw
what
that.
A beast! Oh my god.
Righty. qflame moving on to Seaside here. I mean, yeah, he's behind.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a lot from him, and I think a little bit of luck.
Oh, wait. Whoa, okay, so normally you can throw your hat to realign facing the wall and then dive, but LilKirbs didn't do a regular hat throw. He did a spin throw so that as he traveled towards the wall, Cappy would pull out that turnip to get it just a little bit faster.
Wow,
It's
the optimizations.
Little optimizations like that really set apart, the top of the ladder from, plebs, basically.
Plebs.
It's okay. I'm a pleb. I accept my fate.
Oh. When I get my Switch, I'm gonna be a pleb. Big boy pleb.
Oh, lights the torch, sets up the cap to falls off of it in just a second.
I mean,
jeez.
I'm baffled.
There's no. It's just so clean. Like, man.
Yeah.
And he buffers the spin pound as well. This section here in Luncheon can be a little bit of a pain point because you're diving blind a little bit while your camera rotates, but he's able to land on the ledges and not fall into the Pepto-Bismol there, so good on him. and qflame was able to get up to this ledge that LilKirbs was struggling with a little bit.
Saving time.
Not as bit of a problem for him. For those asking in the chat, Kirbs is currently on a 103 pace. That was a pretty clean Luncheon as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't count him out of a 103
that was
yet.
really clean.
I wouldn't count him out of a 103 yet. It could happen.
I don't think he really had any mistakes in that Luncheon either, so...
no.
Can't think of anything.
A lot of really cool optimizations and
yeah.
clean movement.
That was
overall.
a 510? Oh my god, that's a really fast Luncheon.
Wow.
610. Yeah, I was like, how did you get a 610? Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
What's the current fastest Luncheon goal that anyone has? I'd be curious to know if anyone in chat has any information. But That was really fast.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm curious as well.
No, 5'10" is the fact. You're right. If someone has a 5'10", let him speak now.
Right.
But this is one of the candidates. We're currently looking at rerouting any percent a little bit. You can actually get to the Luncheon Kingdom early. Call it brunchin, early luncheon, brunchin, and collect some moons in your first visit before you visit again later. And Luncheon route could look incredibly different in just a little bit.
So still timing that right now.
Yeah, we're timing it and trying to figure out like, okay, you know, what actually is good movement here, because it's just completely new territory. We've never really looked at this sort of thing, you know.
Of course.
In this way, we've looked at early luncheon before, but just in the context of like, hey, can we just get the moons and leave? We can't get the moons and leave. We have to like go to luncheon and then come back and then go to luncheon again later. So this is the first time we're looking at it in that way. So
Right.
the world record IL right now for luncheon is a 5:26 on the leaderboards, which means that a 5:10 is really fast.
Wait, what?
Right, 6:10. Sorry. 6:10. So 5:26 doesn't count. The loading cutscene and the ending cutscene. Ending cutscene's about 20 seconds. Loading cutscene's, I'm gonna say like 35 seconds or so. So that might tie world record fastest luncheon.
So that was a really fast luncheon by LilKirbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, showing his consistency. Also,
Sorry,
Spyro.
Commentators trying to feed chat misinformation to confuse everybody. Make sure that no one knows what's going on. But yeah, just a little bit of damage boosting here in the Ruined Kingdom. We can get on the dragon here early to try to capture these swords, pull them out in first frame if possible. It's about as fast as it gets. So as Curbs is going to be grabbing the Multi-Moon and Ruined, qflame is starting luncheon. So
I detected a hidden.
you're saying, and we're gonna move on from there.
Right. Oh my.
So qflame not going for the salt pile triple, just gonna be jumping off of that little ledge there. Makes it, you know, not too bad. Only loses like a second or so, maybe even less. So save consistent movement here. Just be. I don't know. It's over. He's losing everything.
Uh-oh.
His mentality is broken. No, it's honestly not a big deal, but
No.
here it is, the easiest brutal, so we do like to joke a little bit with our runners, like, oh no, he's lost it. It's going crazy, boys.
One question I have though. You saw Speward spewing his poison in a circle, but he's in a rectangular arena.
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
They forgot to code something there, I think. They just like, it's an unfinished product. They shipped Mario Odyssey as an unfinished product. I can't believe this.
Third Speward fight. He draws origami. He has like the weirdest shaped arena ever.
But LilKirbs, he's able to get the spin pound on the top of the ogre here, and he had some very clean movement beforehand. He skipped the moon over the wall, where you can capture a bird, climb up the wall, drop the bird, grab the moon, and then warp back to the bird. Or you can do the route that he is doing, where after you fight the two bunnies, after you fight Harriet and Topper again, you go around the backside of the ledge and break some crates to reveal a different moon. He's going to be doing that instead of the moon over the wall with the bird. It has been timed that the bird moon is like 0.2 of a second faster, but so many top runners are used to the old timing, the old route with the moon behind the wooden crates that they're just doing that anyway. So
Right.
I'm going to have to shame Curbs here on being unoptimal. Take some second try to get dive back, long jump from that moon shard here. Oh, and he hits his head on the underside.
Yep.
So loses a little bit of time here, has to go around the side. He misses again.
This again lands on the corner though.
Mm-hmm.
So he should be able to back this up from there. Yep.
Yeah, gets it third time. But Cappy not wanting to ground that moon shard. Cappy saying, I'm gonna do what I want. Screw you, Mario.
Yeah,
Cappy
has a mind of his own.
Cappy is a confirmed troll. Yeah, that's one. This shard section is one of the weirdest and maybe most difficult tiny sections of movement here, especially in Bowser's Kingdom. It doesn't work right.
No. Alrighty, let's see. LilKirbs opening the gates to
Not too terribly much more. The rest of it's basically boss fights and the final escape sequence. That's pretty much all he has ahead of him here. There is a little bit of movement for the moon and the climb after these two bunny fights.
getting solid on these forks. Very nice movement by him.
Didn't quite get the far fling onto this ledge here, but the backup is only a second slower. Kirbs did miss the first bomb onto Harriet, so he has to send a second bomb at her. A little unfortunate though. He's not doing a Furriet, as we like to call it, because Fur, another top runner, has a first-person setup. You align your camera in a way that makes sense to him, I guess, and you can just get that bomb in midair before it reaches you.
I see.
No one really understands his setup, I don't think, as well as he does, so no one really goes for it, but
it works.
he makes fun of people for like, oh, come on, and it's so easy, you just do it. And falling into the Pepto-Bismol.
Wow.
It's like an SM64. Every star has a name, but there are a lot more in Odyssey, and so, they
have to get quite creative.
Our 100% world record holder, Timpani, knows the name of every single moon, and so you're like, oh, you're the one, on the ledge. And he's like, do you mean atop the jutting crag? You're like, yeah, that one.
I've actually been watching some Timpani. I like it. I like him.
He's a
runner.
Good runner. Really fast boy.
His all moons damages attempts are definitely worth watching. Especially when he's 400 moons in and takes damage from like something really
a little bit of a rip there. But again, so LilKirbs, because he did skip the bird moon at the beginning of Bowser's Kingdom, he's going to be doing some kind of scary movement here to get behind that wall off in the distance, break some crates, grab another moon, and then basically do a blind dive. Your camera is locked after you exit this pipe, and so you're just jumping blind to get to the next section here. This is just some weird movement. It doesn't look right. A little bit of a Monk S here. Let's see if he can do it.
Oh, yeah, that looks...
So, good on him there. And he gets the nice Pokyo beak pokes there in the wall to... If you shake, it actually is faster from being poked in the wall than just regular flinging. So, he gets 3 optimal shakes there, though, before getting onto the first, real climb wall. So that was really nice looking there.
Yeah.
qflame makes the scary jump above the Pepto as well, heading up to meat %.
Uh-oh. Can he save it?
Oh my god, that save was so clutch. Oh my god.
Very, very close. Alright, getting the meat.
And LilKirbs is going to be looking to spin pound as many of these glass cockpits as he possibly can. He did not make it all the way up to that platform.
And then...
That was so weird. I'm actually... Because the camera was stuck there, so you actually couldn't see what happened to Mario, I don't think. So I don't know what went wrong there, unless he just delayed his dive too much. But now, falling on the rainbow leg section is actually the worst time loss you can have in the whole mech fight. So now he has to wait for it to stomp around and then grab another bird, and there's just a lot of waiting here that you can't get around the waiting. Really unfortunate time to fall. So he's going to capture this bird and climb up the leg and try to do the rest of this fight as fast as he can here.
Right. Going to be opting for...
Harriet third.
Third, yeah.
So this is...
I've heard about this.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah, so the idea there is that it's like the second hit on the back of the mech that you can land on a platform and buffer a spin pound to, as soon as it starts rotating, jump and spin pound, and you break the glass cockpit immediately. But this time, you're jumping down and to the left, basically off camera. You can't see what's happening, but you know your inputs are right. So you're like, I know my inputs are good. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go for it. And then it just dies because you did your inputs right. You can't actually see anything. So it's pretty crazy that he got that. That was
really cool.
That is one way to make up for falling off during Rainbow Legs, I guess.
Right. Really unfortunate that he did fall off, though, because this run has just lost a little bit of pace. Just a bit.
Yeah, actually, I think I mean, this is probably going to be, well, let's see. This is like a 104 pace at this point.
Around
Just
that, yeah.
Yeah, just things here and there not going quite right, and you know, that it really adds up over time.
Righty. Still a really solid run though.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, showing off.
If there are things that are going to go wrong in a race, it's probably the ones that you saw go wrong here. So like, you know, it makes sense.
Righty, qflame fighting Spyro at the moment. Basically like almost an auto scroller.
Yeah, I mean, again, the only way of really speeding up this fight is just grabbing those swords out of the head, frame perfectly, but it doesn't save that much time. So there's like a 58-40 something fade out for LilKirbs. He actually can 103 here if he has like a perfect last split, but
yeah.
I'm not gonna bank on it. Let's
LilKirbs.
like, yeah.
He just confirmed it through chat. He said 103 or a 104 unless he golds by 3 seconds.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it's a low 104 pace.
Right. Let's see how LilKirbs' endgame goes.
This looks like a good setup for the vectors here. Yeah, that's a good vector there.
Very nice.
Oh, he's going for the double vector, the double triple. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that actually covers quite a bit of distance.
Yeah. Sailing across the skies.
And using the rocket flower to vector some more in midair. Because of the moon gravity, you're just in the air for so... Well, that's a bonk.
Commentators curse. Gotta love it.
We ruined it. I'm sorry. But because you're in the air for so long on the surface of the moon, it's just prime time to, you know, vector, go a diagonal, and get more distance. You know, saves a little bit of time, but that bonk kind of eliminated all that time save, so...
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Alright, so qflame finished up Spyro. Going to be heading to Chinatown.
Kirbs? Oh, he's getting the swag moon.
Okay.
Just cuz, you know? He wants the swag in the rafters of the wedding chapel.
Rip 3 second gold.
I was confused why he was going in that direction, but now it makes sense. So yeah, probably a mid 104 for LilKirbs here, low to mid. And qflame still has the whole of Bowser's Kingdom and Moon ahead of him, so...
Yeah.
If he plays well, he actually can PB, I think. His PB on the leaderboard is a 118.15.
Right.
He could PB by a little bit here if he plays well the rest of this run.
Yeah, he might be on pace.
I don't know how good his final splits are, but it's possible.
Oh, definitely.
And LilKirbs gets the fast hat there. Cycle 2 complete. Just has one more cycle before the escape sequence, and then he'll be out of here.
Righty.
Yeah, this fight is actually identical to the fight in the Cloud Kingdom, except for this little section here where Bowser is just spraying fire left and right. This section is basically auto-scrolled. You can't do anything. It's just a timer, basically. You just have to wait.
Right.
That kind of sucks.
I like LilKirbs doing those spin jumps to get to miss like not get hit.
What better way to pass the time than me?
Pretty stylish.
Yeah. And actually, it's a little bit weird. Bowser doesn't actually knock himself back far enough. On the other cycles, after you hit him, you can dive into him to get the early punches back off, but he doesn't jump far enough back on that third cycle, so you actually have to walk into him. Little tiny weird things like that you know, we've noticed over time that you just have to take into account.
Righty.
So here's the escape sequence, playing as Bowser. There's really not a lot that can go wrong here. I mean, you can fall. If you fall at any point, even in the very final room, it resets you all the way back to the beginning of this Bowser sequence, which is the worst thing that can happen. We're dying on 2D, again, dying on 2D. Falling anywhere is the worst thing that can happen.
It has destroyed world record pace runs. It
really has. It really has. Oh, qflame misses that dive, just goes a little bit wide of that ledge. Really unfortunate there. Yeah, I mean, everyone falls every now and then, but I'm gonna say it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. See? Perfect. Perfect 2D skip. What are you guys worried about?
We
Stop
didn't curse.
stressing.
We didn't curse it.
Stop
Right.
stressing.
So qflame, that fall was actually more unfortunate than it looked, because he already had collected a lot of those shards.
He didn't grab that checkpoint at the beginning of the shard section, so it actually booted him back to the way back there story moon.
Exactly.
So it was really unfortunate there. But the final section here for LilKirbs, this is the Sour Please section. So you can get an early pillar here. If you can land 5 fireballs on this pillar, it'll fall before any of the other ones.
Ooh, I think he got 4.
I think he also got. Actually, so he got. Oh, he's gonna go for the backup snipe. There's that. I think he landed that fireball, if I'm not mistaken. You can check his camera here. Yeah, he actually missed it, so he can try to snipe it again right here. So there's that one fireball trying to get the snipe. It gets intercepted by some debris, actually. It's really unfortunate, but
yeah, this should hit.
Take the full time.
There we go. So yeah, low 104 from LilKirbs. Very solid, clean run. Apart from a couple of small mistakes, solid.
Yeah, the biggest time losses were the wooded out of bounds and the mech fight. But that's going to be a 104.25, I believe, which is a really good run for a race still. And yeah, LilKirbs closing out the first round with a victory in hand. Let's get a peek at the bracket here, because I know for a fact, actually, the other side of his bracket hasn't been raced yet, so LilKirbs is going to advance to the second round. He's going to play the winner of Mozerks versus MeWe. Yet to be played, but that's actually going to be a pretty good race. Their PBs are pretty close. I think they're like 30-some seconds apart in PB. And
yeah, that's going to be exciting to watch.
We'll get to face off against LilKirbs in the second round here. But GG to LilKirbs, closing it out with a really solid time.
Yep. Very, very solid. As we see qflame wrapping up Harriet here. Almost done. And did he do topper already? I don't think
I was not looking at him, honestly. I was looking at the bracket.
I don't think he did topper yet. But yeah, gonna be finishing up his run as well. Still actually looking on at a slight PB maybe from qflame here.
Yeah, it's actually possible. Again, so I want to say there's 5 minutes separating him and the end of Bowser's if he plays. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what a pace that is between right now and the end of Bowser's. Let's say 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, sure. Yeah. And then Moon Kingdom should be another 6 minutes or so. So let's say 12 minutes. So 118. That is his PB, right?
Right.
So if he plays a little well here, he can beat his PB.
Right, but not getting the best luck here on the topper. Actually hitting every hat except for the one.
Yeah, you can actually you can stomp on his hat before all the hats like fly out in crazy random directions. But if you miss, then it's basically a guessing game which hat is which. So I mean, yeah, he hit literally every single one, and it was the one he did not hit that was on the topper was in. So that was really unfortunate there. He missed the hat and then guessed wrong every time. So that really sucks.
Let's see how he closes it out.
Yeah, so let's see how many moons he has actually. I think he might be getting the crate moon. You need 2 extra story moons to progress out of Bowser's Kingdom for a total of 8. So he's gonna get 3 from the mech. He has 5 right now, so he doesn't need to get the crate moon, I don't think. Just has to climb up this section of platforming and get to the mech itself, fight it, and leave.
Alrighty. Oh.
Yeah.
Small bonk.
Bonks happen, you know, it's a Mario game. And LilKirbs showing us some Snow Kingdom.
Lovely.
Yeah. A little bit of lag on the side of qflame, I think.
Alright, dropping some frames. Shouldn't be that bad. There, he's back again.
Oh yeah, LilKirbs just showing off Snow Jam because it is really impressive to get.
God. I don't know how he does it. He makes everything look so clean, so easy.
So just one final climb here for qflame, and then a boss fight, and then one split.
Yeah.
And I know that for a lot of runners, the mech fight is kind of one of the things that you practice it a lot because it is one of those big choke points. A lot of people choke a lot of runs here, but not going for the birdless strat. Looks like he's gonna be capturing a bird to climb up, or he might actually be knocking it over one time. The casual strat is to capture a bird, use these bombs to knock over the mech, break one of the glass cockpits, and then capture a bird again, use the bombs to knock it down again, and all the way through.
Right.
We as speedrunners, when we were starting, we would when we first started speedrunning this game, when it first came out, we would do this, knock it down one time, and then climb on top, break one of the glass cockpits, and then just use the bird to get on top again, and just stay on top the whole time. So he's gonna peck his beak here, get climbed all the way up, and then just try to stay on top of the mech for the whole fight. And this is like the very first way that we found to do this fight faster.
Oh, that's pretty interesting how this has developed.
Yeah.
From knocking him down to actually skipping knocking him down, and then of course third Harriet and all the optimizations as well coming into this fight.
Yeah, it used to be a huge thing back in the day, for top level runners back, when the world record was, 120 or something. He was like, "Oh, you're gonna do birdless? I don't know, it's so hard, man. No one goes for that. That's crazy. No one does that." But,
Yeah.
But now, like, all the top runners are doing it because you have to.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember Super Mario Odyssey coming out and people just going crazy. Like everyone was developing weird routes, and then until like an actual stable community like developed, everybody was doing their own thing, and like random times popped up on the leaderboard.
Oh yeah, I mean, and everyone was routing it too, like Spike Vegeta, Fuzziness.
Simple flips.
Yeah, like everyone was playing Odyssey and trying to route it and like figure out what to do here. I Ate Your Pie was another big router. Like, I don't know, just everyone poured so much time into it, and like I don't know, I swear it took like 2 years of optimization and condensed it into like 5 months. It was crazy.
Yeah, I mean the Switch was already a pretty hyped up console when it like came out, and then with Odyssey coming out, like of course a really interesting game, very large. So how's the speedrun gonna be, right?
Yeah, we found a few. Well, Kirbs showing off some out of bounds stuff.
Wow.
We've kind of torn this game apart already. It's kind of crazy, the things you can do here. So that's actually the Bound Bowl track that you do in when you're doing World Peace in the Snow Kingdom, capturing one of the Chivarians to race on this track. You can just go there, and run around it as Mario.
pretty cool.
Yeah. So qflame just has one Moon Kingdom separating him and probably a PB, I think. It'll be actually it'll be close, but I think he can do it.
qflame saying in chat, rip PB pace.
Rip PB pace?
Yeah. What's up, Yale? Ready,
I'll see what his fade out time is here, but because like 5:45.6 I think is an average moon time. So 6 minutes. Yeah, I think he's just gonna be short of PB pace here.
Ooh.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, 27 seconds behind out of Chinatown here.
If he plays perfectly in golds.
I mean, if he golds a huge amount.
But I mean, still, it's always been my opinion that getting like around within a minute of your PB in a race is a really good race time to get. So like I'm always a fan of seeing runners, even if they don't PB, having a time that's close to their PB. You know, with I think about a minute for Odyssey is a good race time. So I mean, LilKirbs played so bad. He wasn't even like 2 minutes away from. He was more than 2 minutes away from his PB. This guy sucks. Why are we watching him? Oh my god.
qflame the real winner.
qflame actually showing his consistency and
exactly.
I'm
101.36 prediction for Kirbs bound bowl.
If you're listening to LilKirbs, I'm just memeing. Don't hurt me.
Ready.
Let's see how qflame will do the moon cave skip here. This is like one of the first skips that we found as well. Speedrunning this game, and it is the one skip that saves the most time in the whole route.
How much does it save again? Because not going through the cave.
Minutes. I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't recall a timing.
Okay, LilKirbs saying I'm getting a 101.29 tomorrow confirmed.
All right, well there you go. You know, Skarmory just off the prediction by like 0.07 of a second or something. So, I mean, really close, dude, but no cigar.
Nope. Alright, so qflame not getting the swag moon. Just gonna be focusing on getting a solid time here.
Yeah, I mean, he can still gold this, I think. Well, he can still gold this. He's fine. It's fine. But and not to be mentioning in the chat, throwback to Monkey King Hero, one of the first world record holders. I remember when he first did Moon Cave Skip, he did it in a race with like a bunch of runners, got world record that time, and he like had a mini freak out on his stream as soon as he did. He's like, "Yo, that's a frame perfect trick." and nowadays it is not even close. We know it's a frame perfect or pixel perfect or anything. It's just. Yeah, not even.
It's a couple of wall jumps.
It's a couple of wall jumps, but you know, he was excited. I don't blame him.
Yeah. I remember watching Iwabi when he was still running, and him getting like I think it was when 1.1 came out. Him running on the 1.1 and getting a glitch with it was really weird. When I saw it the first time, I was kind of baffled. It was like when he.
You mean the Bowser soft lock?
Yeah, exactly. That one with the hat. So
this is one of those things that runners have kind of gotten good at. Is that if you damage boost, which we do on the Bowser fight to avoid the fake hats hitting you. Like if the fake hats hit you, it's really hard to grab the real hat in midair. But if you, we never found conclusively what exactly it is, but it's something like if your damage iframes end on the same frame that you would have captured the hat in midair, you just get soft locked, like you're stuck in midair. You cannot do anything until Bowser damages you.
Yeah, and I remember Iwabi being on a world record run, getting soft locked.
That particular soft lock happened to him in particular more than any other runner.
Yeah,
and
he got it a lot.
So bad to have to see that, you know, like.
When was that? Like, that was like 9 months ago.
Oh god, it was a while ago. Yeah, I think that was when the world record was like a 111 or. God, my memory is. Nobody trusts me. I don't know anything, but. It was a while ago.
I remember Shaden dominating and Iwabi trailing.
Yeah. Because Iwabi and Value traded world records back for a while, and then Shaden arrived and just, he's like, this belongs to me now.
Yeah. And then Value returned, actually. And then Nycro, of course, and Sui.
Yeah, it's been quite a history of world record progression already.
Righty, and this game is like what, just a year old?
Not even. The release date was October, so just 2 months shy of a year old.
Yeah, amazing. Just how a game can develop.
Yeah, and for everyone asking, this is an opinion. Let it be known, this is an opinion. But I think we will see a sub-hour at some point. Maybe not in 2018. I don't know yet, but.
I'm convinced.
We'll see a sub hour. We already have a human theory task sub hour video, so we know it's possible. It's just really hard.
Right. I remember there being some kind of spreadsheet. I think Hayano made it with like all the runners' golds and then looking if they can reach that sub hour, you know.
So it was Hayano Shinobi that first put together like, hey, let me just look at the top runners' golds and see how they stack up. And then Equanimity, Equan, another top runner, I think he's top 5 right now on the leaderboard, said, I want to take a step further. Yeah, he just got a 102.01 or something. He took it a step further and said, hey, I want to see if we can optimize not just every kingdom, like what's the best kingdom goals, but tiny segments, like moon to moon, you know, tiny segments, trying to optimize that, and like whole community trying to come together and see what's the fastest we can get any single segment, you know, tiny segments. And that's what the human theory task is right now. And I believe it's approaching sub 59 or something like that. So, I mean, it's fast.
Oh, yeah. Right. I've actually talked to Equan a couple of times in other Super Mario 64 tournaments.
And that is going to be qflame, although he's dropping frames, kind of a little blurry. I think he's going to be finishing out with a 118, 51, 52, something like that.
A high one.
Dropped frames a little bit, but, you know, missed PB by like 20 seconds or something, which is really, really close.
Yeah, and showing, again, consistency. I mean, knowing that he has the strats that he can do down.
He says a 118.49 in chat, so yeah, 23 seconds. Sorry, excuse me. I'm looking at the wrong thing here. I can't read. Your commentator can't read. 34 seconds. He can't read and he can't do math. 34 seconds.
Righty.
God, I apologize.
Don't worry.
Within a minute of his PB here, so I mean, solid run for his time in a race setting to see. So
definitely. Let's
GG
see if
qflame.
Yep, GG's.
And
see if anyone wants to join for an interview here.
We're pinging them now and saying, hey, come talk to us. And yeah, both runners were able to get 3 screen captures for the runs. We know it was done live and not cheated.
Right.
So
no strikes as well for both runners.
Good on them. Hey, Flame, welcome.
Hey, Flame, welcome. LilKirbs, welcome.
GG's.
Hey.
GG's to you both.
GG.
So I just want to ask you guys a couple things about that race. You know, in general, how do you think it went? We'll start with you, qflame.
I think it went pretty well. Unfortunately, I choked away the PB, but I got 4 golds in there, so I'm happy with it.
4 goals, very, very nice.
Yeah.
I've been practicing like the middle of the run recently, and so that's where most of the golds came from.
Gotcha. Very, very cool.
All right, congratulations to LilKirbs.
Yeah, thanks. I thought it was an all right run overall. That luncheon gold really impressed me when I got it because I didn't think I was capable of a 610.
We were really enjoying your luncheon.
Yeah, that was really clean. I mean, that was a really solid run. The big things that stood out to me were the wooded out of bounds stuff and then falling off mech were the 2 really big things. I mean, other than that, like, I mean, we were talking so much about your movement and why it is your world record contender, and you know, it's a delight to see you pull out all the stops. So
yeah, glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks for the show, and yeah, qflame, you know, you played really close to your PB. And I know you said you choked it away there in Bowser's, but you're really close to PB, man. If that's what you can do in a race setting, like, you know, it's coming. It's gonna be coming.
Yeah, I've hardly run in the last month or so, but yeah, with some practice, I think a nice big PB will come shortly.
Yeah, for sure. And then, Kirbs, I do want to ask you, since this is a tournament, you advance to the second round. Next round, you're going to be facing against the winner of Mozerks and MeWe. Any predictions on who your opponent will be?
I am going to go for Mozerks, you know?
Mozerks.
I have faith in them.
All right.
And it would be a pretty good race between us.
Okay.
So I'm rooting for him.
Looking forward to seeing if your prediction holds. And I mean, that'll be a good race as well, Mozerks and MeWe. and then whoever gets to race you later.
Yeah.
So thanks everyone for joining for this race. GG to qflame and LilKirbs. LilKirbs will be advancing to the next round. The next scheduled SMO race is going to be on Friday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be Acrid versus Source. Until then, on Thursday, tomorrow, and the rest of Friday, we've got lots of SM64 bingo, and all kinds of races happening. So check the schedule, and you're in for some treats. So thank you all for tuning in. Really appreciate it. We're gonna throw it over to a host. Is that right?
Righty, we're gonna be hosting a Microvita.
Microvita, the one and only.
The one and only.
Yeah.
All right. But thanks again for joining, everyone. See you all next time.
Bye-bye.